Horror games can come in all sort of gameplay genres, but one thing that is very commonly associated with them is puzzles. These can go from very easy and simple to very hard and obtuse. The use of puzzle solving as a gameplay mechanic allows for some very unique gameplay experiences that can challenge players on a more intellectual level. Today, I am going to talk to you about a game that goes all in on the puzzle solving gameplay and dresses it up with a strong narrative, excellent visuals, and some very atmospheric music that will appeal to your intellect and your emotions, filling you with curiosity and fear. Hi everyone, my name is Jeremy and this is my non-spoiler review for Partum Artifex for PC on Steam. The game was developed and published by Dala Koala Games, and I want to thank them for giving me a review code. Partum Artifex follows the story of an anonymous character who gets invited to an art showing. This isn't any common art showing. It is a serial killer's presentation. The main character arrives at the property and must now explore the residence and solve the puzzles left by the serial killer. This game's story is told through voice-acted narration, documents that you find, and visual showpieces that show important moments of the story. In terms of the visuals, this game's visuals are excellent. It features some very detailed and realistic environments. There is a lot of use of colors, lighting, and other visual elements to keep the visuals interesting. In terms of the game's performance, the game offers multiple customizable options in regards to the graphics and resolution, and I played the game at 1080p 60 FPS and there were no bugs or frame rate drops whatsoever. Here are my PC specs and the game's PC requirements. In terms of the music, it was outstanding. The game goes for a very atmospheric soundtrack that pairs very well with the story and setting. The music is used in a very intentional way to accentuate certain moments and events in the game. Sometimes there is no music at all, adding to the tension. Other times there are some beautiful and melancholic tracks playing that correspond to something happening in the game. Additionally, the sound design is very well done and manages to up the horror and scare factor of the game. So let's talk about the gameplay. Partum Artifex is a first-person atmospheric horror puzzle game. The gameplay is completely focused on puzzle solving and driven by the story's narrative. You will have to explore the residence, find clues and key items to solve a very diverse set of puzzles, all themed around murder, tragedy, and expressed through art. One thing that really stood out is that the game throws you into the residence without any direction as to what to do first, because the intention is to let you roam freely and explore as you like. In this sense, it almost feels like a sandbox with multiple puzzles scattered throughout the residence. You will have to figure out what puzzles you can solve first and what puzzles you can solve later. Everything is connected, meaning that you will get clues to some puzzles when finishing other puzzles that may seem unrelated in a way. The game features a journal and notes where the main character writes down key information to help you tackle the different puzzles that you will face. One key mechanic in the game is a black light, which you receive very early on. This allows you to examine the rooms and find hidden clues that add another layer to the gameplay. In terms of the puzzles, they are manageable. You will have to think and explore to find the clues, but they never get overly complicated. Partum Artifex is a short game, and it takes around 2 to 3 hours to complete depending on how fast you can solve the puzzles. So let's talk about the cons and the pros of this game. In regards to the shortcomings of this game, I have only one critique, and that is that some of the puzzles are obtuse. The gameplay revolves completely around puzzles, so making sure that the player can get enough clues to solve them is important. Most of the time, I had an idea as to what to do next. However, there were points in the game where I didn't understand what it wanted from me and what it wanted me to do next, and this led me to wander around not knowing what to do for periods of time. I have to emphasize that the game does an excellent job of giving the player a lot of clues to keep them moving. It's just that in the case of some puzzles, more clues were needed. In what regards to the strong points of this game, I will sum it up in one thing. The story, visuals, and atmosphere are outstanding. All of these come together in a harmonious way that elevate the gameplay experience for the player. From the moment you set foot in the residence, you can feel the atmosphere of the game. Mystery, creepiness, sadness, all can be felt in every corner of the house. As you play, the voice acted narration and some visually interesting set pieces are integrated throughout the gameplay, keeping the player engaged and uneasy. In conclusion, Partum Artifex is a work of art. The game has a clear idea of the story and atmosphere it wants to transmit to the player. Just as any work of art, it is not perfect. The obtuse aspect of some puzzles affected the gameplay experience and slowed down the momentum of the game. However, the game still manages to outshine this shortcoming with its harmonious use of visuals, story, music, atmosphere, and gameplay. All of these elements come together, delivering the player a narrative-driven, visually impactful, and horror-induced experience that is very memorable. For this reason, I recommend Partum Artifex. So that's going to be it for my non-spoiler review. The game's link will be in the description. Go check out the game and show the developer some love. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Hi everyone, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with our content.